Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the second session of our Exordium series. And today's topic of discussion will be a school with industry relevant and futuristic management program. And the discussion will be led by our MBA chair, Dr. Venkatesha Murthy. So I would just like to give a brief introduction about him. So he has done his master's degree in economics from Bangalore University and then moved on to do his MPhil from Tata Institute of Social Sciences in the area of strategic management. He's also done his PhD from the same college in the area of social sciences. So he has a remarkable professional experience in the area of teaching, and he has been a professor in SCMHRD, IM Rogtech for more than 6 years, and currently he is the MBA chair of SME IIT Jodhpur. We're honored to have you, sir, here to lead the discussion. And before moving on, like with your permission, we'd like to show a video showcasing the key aspects of SMEIT Jodhpur. Now I'd like to invite Professor Venkatesha Murthy to talk about the topic. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening. I'm very, very pleased to be part of this, and also it's pretty exciting to talk to the incoming aspirants who would like to talk to us well before uh, they make their final decision. Um, I would be glad to, over the next few minutes, share a few thoughts of mine, particularly concerning the kind of exercise that we do as part of our programs that we offer here, MBA and Tech-MBA. Well, before that, I would like to just tell you a small experience of mine and a small story. As part of our social outreach, we initiated a voluntary-based organization back in Rohtak, a city in Haryana, where we were working with children who never went to school. Children of age group between 5, 6 to about 15 years. They never had a chance to go to school because maybe because of multiple reasons. Their parents have been nomadic in nature, moving from one place to the other. So we started to teach those children. One day, a child asked me a question. So what do you teach to your grown-up students? And of course, we are, younger children, and we know what you teach. You probably would teach a few alphabets to us, or you probably would play with us a little bit of football, and we know what you do, and we all know what you teach. But what do you teach those grown-up ones? Often some of my students would accompany me to the school, and they would always introduce me to those children as their professor and their teacher. And they had this very intriguing question as to what would this guy teach these grown-up ones. I had no answer, literally. How would I really explain to children who probably may not have typical conception of schooling and a college to the extent that some of us might have? And then I went back and then I started talking to my colleagues, some of my friends and colleagues. So how do I tell this to these children, these younger children who probably don't have typical conception of college and school? I'm still searching for an answer, and I'm still looking for an answer as to how do I go back and tell them. But at least one thing I realized in the discussion amongst my friends and colleagues was that what we do back in the classroom here is not that we have a great knowledge and we give it out to you. It's not such a tangible transaction that happens between a teacher and a student. Instead, all through our classes, all through these years of spending time with us here, what we can attempt doing is effectuating your thinking. Thinking particularly in a direction that might help you shape up your career in one way or the other. Of course, not streamlining your career to say that this is where you need to be stepping in, but instead allowing you to think as freely as possible and as in the most liberating way possible, so that you have an ability to make a final decision at the end, or completely on your own, and mostly well-informed decision. So in that direction, School of Management and Entrepreneurship here at IIT Jodhpur has taken a big step forward, I would say. What we have been doing with the first batch of our students, I'm sure they would be able to tell you more detailed story about how we engage them and how we interact with them. this has been always about how could we contribute to their independent thinking, and how could we help them to decide for themselves. So in that context, we have two layers of courses. One layer of courses cater to technology-oriented students who have a specific structured way of thinking, who know how to think through certain set patterns and get to a specific decision. And there are other set of students who tend to think as openly as possible in a mostly in an open-ended way, and leading to a very creative way of arriving at a specific decision. So generally the whole world could be in a way put into these two categories, while one group have a very structured way of thinking and structured way of achieving a specific decision point. Other group tends to think more in a creative or in an open-ended way. So we wanted to cater to both the groups. How do we do that in a very balanced way? So therefore, we conceptualize the whole program in the following manner. In the first year, over about 2 semesters, we offer subjects with combination of creativity and as sort of a structured thinking. When I say creativity, we do certain cases or we do certain discussions in the classroom which may not have one right answer at the end of the discussion. You would wonder, have you really achieved something at the end of this class? I think that very wondering is what a class is all about. Making you or taking you to that point of wondering about something is a true philosophy. And this is what Aristotle talked about several centuries ago. And even before Aristotle, Buddha talked about it. For him, achieving realization and understanding one's own existence and the meaning of it has to be a self-driven discovery. I think in these classrooms, through these courses, we have been almost trying to do the same. Trying to achieve a sense of self-discovery. Can we discover ourselves in the process? Can we discover our own potential while engaging with these courses, while engaging with the professors around? So coming back to the point of the courses that we offer in the first year, as I said, all the courses will have an element of creativity, or in other words, element of creative way of achieving decisions, and also will have an element of a structured way of achieving certain decisions. Some of it is already known to us. Of course, though we tend to discuss through and then try to arrive at the same point, even if you don't arrive at, and the professor at the end of the day would be able to tell you, so look, this is probably the most suitable way of arriving at a specific decision point. Whereas the part of the course is going to be more creative, and you will not have a one ready answer at the end of the day. So this is the kind of a balance each course will try and achieve throughout the first year. And also we have a terminology called tech readiness. We want to add an element of tech readiness into all the courses. Not to say that each course will have a technology in it, but to say that can a course accommodate a little bit of technology related aspect in it. Say for example, I'll give an example. if I'm teaching an entrepreneurship course, which is anyway a creative course, which requires more wondering about, more about hitting this end of the end of the world, and also about going to this end of the world, and then trying to see which one seems to be a better option for you. At the same time, can an entrepreneurship course have a couple of cases with technology focus? Probably talking about a tech enterprise and its struggles in terms of achieving some degree of scale, in terms of fine-tuning its business model through the tech products. So this is what I meant by tech readiness. So that way, each course will try and accommodate some element of technology in it in the first year as well. Maybe some courses might have 50%, some courses might have just 10%. Not all courses will have more of it, but each one will have that element. So that means we're catering to both the groups who do not want to go into the tech space, but rather want to pursue an MBA as in general. And some who want to go into the tech space will have that tech component. And then the process is an ongoing one. So adding an element of tech into course outlines and the courses is an ever evolving process. I'm sure we will be able to consolidate all of it over next 3, 4, 5 years. It will be an ever evolving process as technology changes, as means of delivering those specific sessions are concerned. I think probably we will be evolving over the years. And in the first year, you are expected to complete 40 credits. When I say 40 credits, each credit is worth 14 hours of class, right? 14 hours of classroom engagement. And in the second year, you will have 32 credits. So all in all, put first year and second year, you will have completed 72 credits. And in the first year, you will have a couple of non-graded courses. That means evaluation will happen as usual, as it happens for all other courses, but you wouldn't be graded with all the alphabets. Generally, it is graded for other courses, but instead, these courses would be given grades such as satisfactory or unsatisfactory based on your performance. And you will have 2 interesting internships. One internship is an NGO Connect. You will experience a different side of the world, a world with a little more compassion, and you will get an opportunity to serve probably the most vulnerable, marginalized, and the group that has never been receiving as much attention as it deserves. So that 1 month probably is also expected to give you an interesting perspective about the world and the life of other set of people who are our fellow human beings on this earth. And moving from winter internship that is NGO Connect, we move into summer internships where you would work with a corporate to gain a hands-on experience as to how a corporate functions and what are the essential elements that an employee goes through as he or she becomes an employee of that organization. So this would be a sort of a simulated learning for all of you to come back and then apply those essential learnings back in your specialization classrooms. And in the second year, the program would be will have 2 layers, and of course you will not have all of your classmates together. 2 groups will take 2 different paths, while one group takes a more creative path, while other groups takes more definitive path of more structured learning. That is Tech-MBA. Tech-MBA will have 3 components again, which is what we call as tech core and tech leadership and tech specialization. In the tech core, you have set of courses which are essential for you to complete, and you would be completing those courses um, in a specific time frame, and then you would move forward to study the course bucket, a new bucket of courses called tech leadership. So you will have about probably 3 to 4 courses there to understand how technology could be utilized. Technology could be looked at from a leadership point of view. That is that course all about. And then you would move to another set of specialization in the tech domain to understand how tech could be applied in the different branches of management. Say, how tech could be applied in a human resource. That is a concept course called people's tech, right? People's skills, something like that. These courses would help you in applying certain technical tools in understanding human behavior, for example. And similarly, you will have tech courses across all the different specializations of management, be it be strategy, be it be IT management, be it be finance area. You will have something close to financial engineering there. It's more advanced courses. So this is how tech students would deepen their understanding in technology domain, whereas MBA students would go into their traditional domains of strategy, finance, entrepreneurship, human resource management, and other areas of specialization. So this is how 2 groups will continue to study. And that's the whole attempt here, and pretty interesting attempt. And I'm sure we are one of those unique schools at this point in time which offer which offers a set of these unique courses under 2 different streams. So this is where I would like to stop. This has been too much of a monologue, and I don't enjoy a lot of one-way conversation. I would like to take any questions if any of you have, and we can discuss them further. Yeah. Thank you everybody for listening to me patiently.
Thank you so much, sir. So there are a couple of questions which are there in the chat box.
Sure.
So we got a question from Prabhat Tiwari. He's asking that, can you please explain how different Tech MBA is from MBA in Business Analytics?
Yes, MBA Business Analytics. Well, what is the name of the person who has asked this question?
Prabhat.
Prabhat, if you are there, then if you can talk to us one-on-one. So, have you done certain analytical courses already?
No, sir, no.
Okay, you have not done any analytical courses. So, in an analytical course, you probably wouldn't try and understand how a specific technology is applied in a specific management or managerial problem. So one of the ways that you could understand and you could differentiate this whole thing is to see, say for example, there is a specific technology driven business. Take for example AI business, AI based business. Say let's talk about something called Google. So let's take the example of Google, for example. Now, in Google, a person with analytical skills who has done analytics before might get a job to analyze the trends of a specific specific usage on Google over the years. Person with analytics background might get a job to the effect of trying to predict the people's behavior in the future, for example. Whereas, and either a job role would get limited to that specific aspect of analyzing, the trends, analyzing the patterns, and trying to gain insights from that analytics. Okay, of course, they would do a great job there. But whereas you with the Tech MBA is expected to do much more than that. So one of the things you could perhaps visualize is to try and visualize a possible new tech product that could change the way Google functions, that could probably change the business space for Google. And you're also expected to perhaps develop, market those products that are already there for Google. You would probably join the marketing, sort of sales and marketing department of Google, and you are expected to sell the product, sell a specific technology product to the world outside there. Whereas a guy with analytics wouldn't be able to do that. You are somebody who is equipped with tech knowledge, tech background, and marketing skills. And while you have, on the one hand, you have analytical skills that you're already equipped with in the marketing domain, you're also equipped enough knowledge about the tech product itself. So combining these two, you probably would be able to market the product much better than anybody else. So this is where we are looking at. In fact, when you opt for a Tech MBA, you are expected to have certain background in a technology. So somebody with, say, for example, a general undergraduation wouldn't be able to opt for a Tech MBA. That's going to be an extremely difficult position for that individual. So that means you already have done an engineering in a specific domain, and then you have a specific technical sophistication there, a technical knowledge there. If in case if you want to improvise your technical knowledge there, you are allowed to take specific technology courses from a BTech department within IIT Jodhpur. So that means you wanted to sharpen your knowledge in a specific technology or in a specific tech subject. You are doing that as well, along with certain analytics or certain marketing skills that you might learn as part of your Tech MBA program here. So you are expected to have both technical knowledge and also the managerial aspect of that, besides analytical skills. So this is how we are looking at Tech MBA students will be quite a big deal to the industry that is looking at managers with deep tech knowledge. So my colleague, of course, Professor Abhishek, could add to that and could further substantiate. And if there is anything more to add, please come in.
Yeah, I think you have explained. Just to add to that, if any candidate wants to pursue Tech MBA, as Professor Venkatesh was mentioning, there's a prerequisite that you should have a bachelor's degree in any branch of engineering or computer applications, or you should have some background in mathematics or statistics, operations research, or economics. So you should have graduation in any of these kinds of backgrounds that will help you to have explore those kinds of courses in a greater detail, and you will be able to enjoy and take that courses in a greater length. These are the prerequisite for somebody who wants to aspire to take specialization, Tech MBA in the second year. First year, as he has already explained, is pretty much common, is same for both the sets of students. So either it is Tech or the general MBA, where you do all the functional area courses, is common in the first year for both these set of students. In the second year, once you require to take Tech specialization, Tech MBA, you need to have graduation degree either in any branch of engineering. So I'm seeing in the query box, there are a few people asking if I'm coming from CFC graduation background. I'm a civil engineering graduate. All of you are eligible for Tech MBA specialization, right? So any branch of engineering, you can take Tech MBA as a specialization in the second year, if you have, let's say, BCA as a background, computer applications, economics, operation research, statistics, mathematics, these kinds of. So if you have more of a technical side of it, then you are more suitable. That is how this program is designed, right, for the Tech MBA thing.
Mm.
Yes.
So there is this question, David, like since
Perfectly.
he has
Yes.
also mentioned
Since
that
we're talking
civil
about
engineering. Yeah.
most of the technologies which are related to IT and ICT, right? So if you're coming from a computer science background, computer science engineering background, so if you see the courses and the details of the courses, at least you can gauge certain things from the names of the courses that are mentioned on our website, right? So if you see, as Professor Venkatesh was talking about, different buckets of courses which are being offered in the tech area, and we have three different categories, from tech essentials to tech leadership, and then the specialization that you want to do across different functional areas as well as some tech related areas, right? So they are heavily towards the IT and ICT side. If you're a computer science graduate, of course, yeah, this is going to help you, because there are certain number of courses or the credits that you are free to take from other departments as well. As we at School of Management and Entrepreneurship at IIT Jodhpur, we encourage you to take courses from cross-functional areas or from different departments. And we have a School of Data Science and Artificial Intelligence. We have different kinds of school in cyber physical systems, right? We have a school, the programs in digital humanities, and then, of course, we have engineering departments like computer science, electrical engineering, and so on and so forth, which are offering courses which you will be able to uh, more relate to if you have that kind of background. So, for a computer science graduate, we will encourage you to take certain number of courses or certain credits from, let's say, computer science department, which talks about details in and also some technical aspects, right? As Professor Murthy was explaining, once you have, let's say, this Tech MBA as a part of your postgraduate uh, degree, and you are working for companies which are not only marketing tech related products or services, but are actually into the development of these kinds of products, you will be able to understand, appreciate, and apply those skill sets if you have done those courses from these departments like computer science, School of Artificial Intelligence and Data Sciences, and other departments that IIT has. And this is one of the unique advantages of being in a larger system, right? Rather than being a standalone B school, when you are part of this larger system like IITs, you have the benefits of doing courses, getting experience, doing real life projects from across other different departments, right? So if you have, let's say, some interest in deep learning and deep tech, and you have a computer science department which is offering n number of courses into that area, you have that flexibility, and we as a school offer you that freedom to take certain number of courses from other departments, right? So I hope that answers that query. Yes.
Yeah, there is one question on Leelavati is asking a question. What is the scope for traditional general MBA like HR, marketing, etc.? Yeah, Leelavati, just to understand a little bit from you, what is your academic background? What kind of a future profession are you looking at?
You can put across the chat. Yeah.
Okay, okay, she's looking at HR domain. Yeah, as long as human beings are there on this earth, that's I'm taking a wild uh, guess here, assuming that we all are going to be there for long enough time. And as long as organizations are there, and human resource management skills are going to be extremely important. Well, on the other hand, you probably are looking at there is another segment called tech HR. For example, those who specialize in tech in a tech MBA might have specialized in tech related, HR related, probably have deepened their understanding in tech subject within HR, right? While they probably would be doing more of technical stuff, such as looking at reviewing technical background of a specific candidate, or perhaps looking at their recruitment process, looking at their career progression, mostly in keeping the tech aspects in view, because most companies are going to be more tech deep in the coming years. They will have more tech in place. So therefore, while a set of them with a little bit of a tech background within the HR domain will be in demand, so general human resource professionals will always be in demand as long as there are organizations available. So that is from the point of view of the future prospect of doing a specific course. So on the aspect of the academic front, you would study a general set of courses with, again, a more creative component embedded in it. You will study courses with more emphasis on empathy, compassion, spiritual intelligence, for example. That's something that probably you would be learning, and you would also try and learn negotiations. And these are hard to come by skills as far as human resource management is concerned. So these are some of the skills that you would acquire, and you will be in a great position to grab a good opportunity for yourself. And the opportunities for both the segments, both general HRA, human resource management, and also tech HR, will continue to be there as long as we have organizations around us.
And if I understand your question correctly, Ilavati, you're talking about if we have specializations, as in you can do, let's say, there are few B schools which offer single as well as dual specialization. So if your question is related to that, uh, as Professor Murthy has explained, we have two kinds of, let's say, domains, right, in which we offer degree to you. So one degree, that is general MBA, and on the degree part, it will be only MBA degree, Master in Business Administration, and second will be Tech MBA, right? So these two kinds of degrees that you are going to get without any specialization being mentioned on that. So you're free to do courses across different functional areas if you're choosing any of these, two domains. So you can pick up courses depending on your interest from, let's say, HR. If you're oriented towards HR, if you're interested to study, let's say, HR along with the strategy, you can study strategy and few courses probably in marketing. So this is entirely up to the student, how you want to make that bouquet of second year in terms of number of electives that you want to do across different functional areas. Right? We don't restrict you that okay, you have to do either only HR in strategy or HR in marketing, HR or finance, or only finance or something like this. So as a school, we don't restrict you on that. We allow this freedom to the students that whatever number of courses that you want to study from different areas, functional areas, you're free to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, there are a couple of other questions coming in. Of course, one question is about what are the specializations in Tech MBA? So should I share the presentation and then show the document to them? Would you like to see that, Prashant, the kind of courses that we have under that? Or should I just explain to you? I'll just tell you in detail otherwise. Yeah, so we have got following specialization.
Yes, sir, I will.
Yeah. One is finance.
Yes.
Finance area related tech specialization. For example, you will have a course like artificial intelligence for risk analysis, right? You will have something called algorithmic trading, right? These are the kind of courses that you will have. And you will have a course, something like fintech, financial engineering. This is how the courses under finance domain, as finance specialization would be, would look like. Then comes human capital, so our human resource related specialization. Ethical issues and artificial intelligence. So you would probably try and study a little bit around this. And human in loop, there is a course called human in loop. Minds and machine. There are going to be courses such as minds and machine. So understanding how the mind works, and parallel to that, how the machine operates. How do they play out? When they are put together. And these are the kind of courses that you would study under human capital. And you will have another specialization called cyber security, another line of specialization. And of course, you can always pick and choose and make a combination of for yourself. You will have that liberty. You will have that detailed list of all the courses. And of course, you can take more courses in one of the buckets and take a fewer courses in other buckets. In order to sort of achieve specialization in one, we kind of allow that freedom to the students to choose that bucket. For example, you have specialization in another stream called cyber security, right? For example, you would study something called computer forensics, and you would study something like cyber threats and defense, right? And you would study something like privacy and data governance. So this is how the courses are. This is what you kind of see under these specializations. And you have economics under tech specialization as one of the streams. You would study there game theory and business strategy, corporation fraud and detection and prevention, digital platform economy. So these are some of the key courses that you would be studying. For example, then we would go to another specialization stream called strategy. You would study courses like competitive intelligence, right? You would study courses for technology, foresight, and strategies, right? This is how courses would look like and the strategy stream. And then you go to marketing stream, for example. There you would see CRM in the age of big data, computational advertising, right? Pricing analytics. So some of these new and interesting courses you would study here. And operations, and again, another stream of specialization, you will study courses like stochastic modeling, for example, multivariate analysis, game theory for business decisions, and human deployment with robot. These are the kind of courses that you would develop and you would study or you would go through. So in a way, we have in total 7 streams of specialization under tech. 7 specialization under the stream of Tech-MBA, and probably we will have maybe 8 or 9 streams of specializations in the general MBA. Of course, these are not very strictly specializations, because you will have an opportunity to combine specializations or take certain courses from other stream of specialization as well. You would be able to have that combination or customized combination made for yourself. That opportunity would also be available. Hope it is clear now.
Yeah, and just to add to what Professor Murthy has talked about, so when we are saying specialization, means these are the areas where the elective courses are offered to you. As I was saying, specializations means if you're confused, they act differently places, right? So here we give you, let me repeat it, 2 kinds of degree that you get. One is general MBA, so that means BA without general being mentioned there, and second is the MBA Tech MBA, right? And these are the areas, so domains in which elective courses will be offered to you. And as Professor Murthy has said, that you are free to choose courses across different these kind of areas, right? A list of courses are there on available on the website. You can go and refer, and Professor Murthy has given you the areas idea of the kind of courses which are listed under, right? So when we are talking about tech specialization, tech, then all the functional area courses will also be there. Uh, Areas like cybersecurity and so on, right?
Another question is about whether it is going to be online or offline. That's interesting.
We
Yeah.
are going to do the MBA is going to be online or offline. No, we probably by the time you people will join, we will be shifting towards the normal mode. Now there are 2 vaccines that have been approved by the government and so on and so forth. So
The main point is we'll have area wise courses, right? So that's what you can call specialization. But as such, we'll not have any specialization in the certificate. We are going to give only 2 degrees. One is Tech MBA, other is MBA. So that's it. I thought we just clarify that because this was also a question which we had there. So we're talking about actually you can take any combination, but what he was also trying to clarify that finance, marketing, HR, entrepreneurship, strategy, each will have this bouquet of courses. But choice is completely left to the students what composition you want to take. So, that part just I thought will clarify so that there is no ambiguity on that. Yeah. Yeah, Abhishek, you're not audible most of the time, so I just stepped in and I clarified about this specialization issue that we'll not have in the certificate, but we'll definitely have the courses offered from each of those areas. And that's what Professor Venkatesh read out is all the choices that one will have. And probably over a period of time, this choice will increase actually. It can also decrease what happens if the course is consistently not subscribed by the students. Over a period of time, those gets into the back burner. That also happens.
There's this question from Biplav Yadav. He is asking that does SME have a incubation center?
Yeah, so let me answer that question. Very interesting question. That is something that is very close to my heart. I'm part of incubation center at IIT Jodhpur. Since IIT Jodhpur is a larger umbrella, where each school or department need not to have their own incubation centers. We are part of this humongous school with thousands of students and hundreds of faculty, and we have one centralized incubation center. And in fact, I would say one of the leading incubation centers in the country right now, which has just recently received hundreds of crores of revenue. Of course, not exactly to the incubation, but to its allied activities. But all of it would add up to the incubation activities that are happening on campus right here. The incubation, it is not just in a virtual way, it is actually out there in a very physical way. A beautiful building of 3-story building is exclusively dedicated for the incubation center, and there are 8 incubators. 8 businesses are running from this campus already, and there are several in the pipeline right now, and we are working on streamlining and screening and then trying to incubate them into the system right now. So that will be a very, very fascinating space for someone who is interested in entrepreneurship to come and explore that space. Once you get into that space, many opportunities would open the doors for you, and also at the same time you will be able to access unique resources such as mentorship, and even the investment opportunities are also wide open there. So several businesses which are on campus right now already have received some amount of resources as well, other than receiving physical space and other allied support. Thank you.
If anybody has any question, you can put across the chat box. We'll take it up.
I think there was one question, Shubhadeep. I think you should address that question. Yeah, they were asking about the company profiles and job profiles and so on. So yeah, maybe one.
Yes, sir. So, sir, we'll be releasing the details regarding the summer placement and everything in a couple of days.
Okay.
So that is in the pipeline. Yeah. So we'll do that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So just to add a point here, that you are very reason to come to a school of come to our school of management and entrepreneurship should not be solely rooted into placement process. Of course, that's an eventual thing that will happen. That's a byproduct of the process that we all put in place here and the process that we all go through. And this is what we believe as a collective group. And we have put in such a robust process in place, and which would eventually take you to that spot, and you would be able to actually realize the fruit of it. So therefore, keep that as a byproduct of your efforts and your commitment to the kind of processes that we put in place here. Come with with an open mind, with a readiness to kind of commit yourself to the kind of rigor that we put in place here, and I'm sure that will definitely happen, and that is happening. We have been seeing a great amount of results, and this has been a unique achievement for the school, unlike many other new schools. For some of them I've been part of, and particularly one of the IIMs where I was part of, and being a new school, I've seen that school struggling. But we have been, my colleagues, of course, particularly, have been putting an extraordinary amount of effort, and of course, our students, I must say, they've been working tirelessly in kind of getting that done, and they have already been reaping the results of it.
So I believe since there is no question,
Okay.
we can wrap it up right now. So our channel is always open, and we have shared our coordinates with the aspirants. So if they have any further question or queries, they can always reach to us, and they can write to us. We'll address it in subsequent webinars.
It is there on the website and mentioned everywhere. Just send our admissions email ID for their. If there are any further questions, they can always mail us the questions, and we'll be very happy to answer to specific queries if you have any in your mind.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. It's such a pleasure talking to you and knowing about all of you, and addressing your questions. Now, we are very glad that you'll be asking such interesting questions and intriguing questions. Keep asking, keep posting, and we'll be more than happy to write back to you. Thank you so much. And thank you, admission team. Thank you for having me here. And thank you for the opportunity to share a little knowledge of mine. Yeah, thank you very much.
Sir, it is always a great pleasure to have you on board, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, and for the candidates, let me also share that we have very vibrant social media pages, from Facebook to LinkedIn to any other social media page that you can think of, from Instagram to Twitter. Do check our different kinds of platforms on social media to be updated on what recent happening at SME, right? That will help you to gain an overall perspective and view of different activities that students are doing here through different kinds of clubs, committees, social sector attachment, and different kinds of programs that we have. Thank you very much once again, everyone, for joining us, and stay connected. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.